Every year, people spend over $800 million on self-help books in the United States alone. But what if I told you many of these books contain fraudulent information? What if I told you there are secret ingredients in some of these best-selling books that only a few people know about? Today I'll be exposing one of the most successful scams in history. So make sure to watch this whole video so you don't become a victim. Let's take a look at a popular self-help book. It's titled Think and Grow Rich. The author is a well-known figure. He became a millionaire, all thanks to the countless individuals who purchased his book seeking life-changing advice. But behind the scenes, something wasn't right. So many people felt they were being sold false dreams, generic advice that lacked any real substance. It promised his followers financial success beyond their wildest dreams, but failed to deliver. Instead, he had lined his own pockets with the money his followers had spent on his books and seminars. The gravity of the situation became clear. As the dust settled, it became clear that the consequences of the scam were far-reaching. It highlights the importance of critical thinking, thorough research, and a willingness to question extravagant promises. Also, if you want to see more investigative videos like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Together, we can expose more scams and help others avoid falling for false promises. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious and keep questioning those who claim to have all the answers. By remaining vigilant and informed, individuals can navigate the vast landscape of self-help resources more effectively and avoid falling prey to fraudulent schemes. Moreover, this case underscores the significance of transparency and accountability in the self-help industry. It calls for practitioners to uphold high ethical standards and provide genuine value to those seeking their guidance. By demanding integrity and authenticity from self-help figures, consumers can create a more trustworthy environment for everyone. The lessons learned from this massive scam have had a profound impact on the self-help industry and consumers alike. It has shaped a new era of awareness, skepticism, and demand for authenticity. The author's downfall served as a cautionary tale, warning others about the dangers of blindly following self-proclaimed gurus. People began to realize the importance of critical thinking and thorough research. When seeking advice from such individuals, the incident prompted a collective reevaluation of values and priorities. Many individuals realized that true success lay not in material wealth, but in personal fulfillment and ethical conduct. The exposure of the scam also highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability within the self-help industry. It pushed for stricter regulations and oversight to protect consumers from fraudulent practices. Authorities and regulatory bodies took notice and began implementing measures to ensure the integrity of self-help programs and teachings. Furthermore, the aftermath of the scam sparked a wave of activism among consumers. Groups and communities formed to share experiences, provide support, and advocate for change. People became more vocal in calling out deceptive practices and demanding justice for those who had been harmed. The lessons learned from this ordeal continue to resonate today. Consumers are now more cautious and discerning when it comes to self-help products and services. They understand the importance of due diligence and are less inclined to believe grandiose claims without substantial evidence. The incident also paved the way for a new generation of ethical and transparent self-help practitioners. Those who genuinely sought to help and guide others emerged, building trust and credibility through authentic means. This was not just a case of an ineffective self-help book. This was a deliberate scam. The author had knowingly misled his followers, preying on their desire for success. As the truth unraveled, a sense of urgency gripped the investigators. They needed to expose the author's deceit before more innocent people fell victim to his trap. It was a race against time. They questioned whether the author's success was truly due to his teachings or just good luck. As doubts lingered, a few curious minds began investigating. They wanted to uncover the truth behind the seemingly overnight success. Little did they know what they were about to discover would shake the very foundations of the self-help industry. And as you can see, the book is selling like hotcakes, being listed as a #1 bestseller on various platforms. Many of the positive reviews and testimonials were fake. They discovered that the author had even paid some reviewers to write good reviews. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community. People who had trusted the author's teachings felt betrayed and angry. They demanded answers. but they were determined to bring the scam to light and protect others from falling into the same trap. Now, let's talk about the climax. When did everything come crashing down? When did the scammers get caught? Well, it all came crashing down when a whistleblower stepped forward. Someone close to the author exposed the inner workings of the scam. Shocking details emerged, casting a dark shadow over the author's seemingly successful empire. With the exposure of the truth, the public's perception shifted dramatically. People who had once admired the author now saw him in a completely different light. The realization that they had been deceived filled them with anger and betrayal. Calls for justice grew louder. People demanded accountability and a thorough investigation into the author's actions. The weight of the allegations pressed heavily upon the author. Faced with mounting evidence and public scrutiny, he found himself on the defensive. Attempts to dismiss the claims as unfounded or exaggerated fell on deaf ears. The damage to his reputation was extensive, and the trust once placed in him was shattered beyond repair. The fallout from the exposure was swift and severe. The author faced a multitude of lawsuits from individuals who had invested their money and time in his teachings. Legal battles ensued, adding another layer of complexity to the scandal. Additionally, the author's book sales plummeted as readers who had been disillusioned by the revelations distanced themselves from his work. The exposure of the scam had far-reaching consequences. It shook the self-help industry to its core, raising questions about the credibility of other gurus and their teachings. People became more skeptical and discerning, searching for genuine guidance amidst the wreckage of shattered dreams. With each passing day, more and more people joined the investigation. They dug deeper into the author's background and teachings. What they uncovered was nothing short of astonishing. People read self-help books for guidance, inspiration, and practical advice. They want to improve different areas of their lives, whether it's personal growth, relationships, or career success. However, what happens when the advice provided in these books turns out to be false or misleading? That's exactly what happened to many people who bought this particular book. And this isn't just about financial loss. It's about wasted time and hope. The author promotes the idea that if you think positively, you'll succeed financially. While many have praised the book, others have expressed skepticism, feel disheartened, disappointed, and even betrayed. And the worst part is that many individuals have fallen prey to this scam, making it one of the most lucrative cons of our time. Some say it's full of empty promises, while others claim it's a clever manipulation tactic. Well, it all began with a simple book. Think and Grow Rich was written by a well-known author. He shared stories and strategies that supposedly led him to his fortune. But was any of it true? Well, that's debatable. The book quickly gained popularity, becoming a staple in the self-help genre. People from all walks of life were drawn to its promises of financial freedom and personal growth. They eagerly devoured its pages, hoping to find the keys to success. But many were left scratching their heads, wondering where the secret lies. Is it all just a cleverly crafted illusion? Here's the big question. Is it all just a scam? See, before we dive into the details, let us take a step back and understand why books like Think and Grow Rich become so popular. Imagine investing your hard-earned money in a self-help book, promising to unlock the secrets to wealth, only to discover it's filled with generic platitudes and unsubstantiated claims. So let's expose the truth behind the massive $800 million fraud. Let's start at the beginning. How did this all get started? As the book's popularity grew, so did the author's net worth. During their investigation, they found something shocking. The author had a history of making outlandish claims without any evidence. With every passing moment, more people could fall under the spell of the author's deception. And finally, let's talk about the conclusion. What was the end result of all of this? What lessons were learned? In conclusion, the exposure of the $800 million self-help book scam serves as a powerful reminder to approach self-improvement with a healthy dose of skepticism. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever read a self-help book that promised the world but delivered nothing? Share your experiences in the comments below.